Welcome back everyone to another episode of ShadeTV. My name is Marissa Hill and today we'll be discussing a collaboration done with the brand Salomon and Palace on the XT Wings 2 silhouette in the white colorway. Let's take a quick sneak peek. Welcome back everyone to another unboxing and review. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome in. I have had such an incredibly difficult time just trying to be able to cop a pair of Salomons, and so this was a surprise and shock that I was able to snag a pair of these. But this is pretty much the first Salomon sneaker I think we're officially doing on the channel. I did do kind of like a clog slip-on pair, but this is something I've been after for so long, and here we have it finally on the channel. The Palace Salomon collaboration on the XT Wings 2 in the white colorway. This did drop in 2 different color options. I did try to snag a black pair, but these sold out so incredibly fast. It was insane how quickly these pretty much sold out online. So we'll go through the overview, jump into size and fit, followed by how I styled this clean color scheme, and then we'll conclude with how crazy well these are doing on the resale market right now. So for those of you who are not really into Salomons or you're into resale, the insanity behind this brand right now in the resale market is crazy. These things are selling like hotcakes, and Salomon is one of those brands that is so hard to get your hands on, specifically these super hype collaborations such as this Palace one. So Palace and Salomon have come together on the XT Wings 2 silhouette. This is definitely a very outdoorsy sneaker. So definitely for trail runners or people who are consistently on the trail, they swear by this silhouette, basically because of the treading that you see on the bottom of the outsole. But as far as the color scheme goes, one of the key differences I noticed that you don't commonly see on the silhouette is the shininess of the appearance on this upper. This is actually typically pretty matte, but this finish is actually nice and shiny and sheen. The meshing is simple and white, and then as we work our way up to the tongue region, this is where we were seeing the Palace branding on top of this yellow pull tab, and then underneath is where we have the XT Wings 2 branding for the silhouette itself. This is a really cool no-tie lace system here with these really tiny spaghetti strings for the lace system, and then we've just got a nice breathable, light, very thin white mesh tongue. And then as we work our way to the eyelets, we've got just nice, simple white eyelets here. So let's take a look at those details, then move along to the side paneling. far as the side paneling goes, again, we've got this really shiny appearance. And then my favorite part is instead of saying Solomon, they actually did a pun here with Polyman, kind of funny. And then on the back, we've got Palace's logo here in silver, and then Salomon is on the lateral side of the sneaker, but we still have that same exact simple, clean white color blocking. The interior has dual branding for Salomon and Palace, and that is in white and black. And then as we work our way to the bottom, the midsole is completely covered in just a clean white finish. Then when we work our way to the bottom here, we've got this really cool marbled effect in this green color scheme. We do have this tiny little logo here, which says Contra Grip. So again, that is what these trail runners swear by. And then Salomon is printed underneath that. All right, so let's take a look at those last and final details. As far as size and fit goes, again, this is one of the first Salomon pairs of sneakers I've been able to cop, so I really had no clue how this would fit. Definitely kind of reminds me of a very form-fitting silhouette such as Asics. So I actually stuck true to size with this one. I do have narrow feet, and I feel like this definitely is a more narrow-fitted sneaker. So I feel like sticking true to size, if you have narrow feet, will work perfectly for you. All right, so as far as styling goes, again, this released in two different colorways. I was able to cop the white, which I feel like is something that is very, very easy to style, whether you are on the trail or you want this as a very high fashion kind of statement sneaker. Salomon is definitely a brand I see very much so on the streets of New York. I feel like a lot of high-end fashion avant-garde stylists tend to love to pair Salomon with very trendy pieces. So for the first look, I decided to wear this oversized white button-down shirt with a nice pleated black and navy skirt. And then for the second look, I went with just a nice, simple denim tank with a matching pair of denim pants that had some nice gold details on it. And then for the last and final look, kept it pretty casual with this denim and gray crew neck shirt with a matching pair of sweatpants with the same two materials and colors.
D'avenir, romance petit-déj au réveil dans le lit. Très attentionné, attentionné au flair d'une grossesse, dans la tête ça chauffe sans cesse. Mais putain c'est chaud et c'est grave mes poches, métamorphose des envies et du corps. Tu me ramène une glace en cet hiver froid. À 2h du mat, tu débloques ou quoi? C'est là qu'il commence pour de vrai le test. À cette étape, manger quoi à nous deux? On se focalise sur le grand A. On se fait des kiffs, on adore ça. Tu m'as rendu fou, cet amour de ouf, tous deux on délire. Tu me feras du foufou, je te ferai des ragoûts, tu verras ça déchire. Mais chouchou, chouchou, chouka. Mais chouchou, chouchou, chouka. Mais chouchou, chouchou, chouka. Mais chou, comment vous regarde, j'en ai l'air.
All right, so as far as the retail goes, these retailed at $168. Right now, these are currently going between $250 to $450, which makes sense just because I think that this is such a great collab, but also the color scheme of this is just so easy to work with. All right, everyone, that is it for this unboxing and review. If you joined us for the first time, thank you so much. My name is Marissa Hill. This is ShadeTV. We will catch you on the next episode.